Hi all, welcome to part 19, module 2 computer networks. So what we were discussing so far is the so-called pure Aloha. So we already seen how the pure Aloha is working, and we seen an efficiency derivation for its efficiency. And for pure Aloha, what was efficiency we got? It was just 18.4 percentage only, right, for pure Aloha. So now we are going to see a variation of it, that is called slotted Aloha with a better efficiency. So slotted Aloha, first let me tell you the concept to you. So what we are doing is we are going to divide the time into discrete slots. In pure Aloha, the time is treated continuously and any frame can start transmitting the data at any time. We are not restricting the time at all, but here we are going to divide the time into some discrete slot. And what is the slot interval and what is width of this particular slot, right? And that is the frame transition time. What is the time taken to transmit a particular frame? That is by the formula length of the frame by bandwidth of the channel. Okay, first you calculate the t, so that will be fixed, right, because we assume that the frames are a fixed length, and for a given media this transition time will be fixed with this formulation. And find out what is t and accordingly divide the time logically into different discrete slots of t units. Now we have a restriction that in the previous case, whenever a frame, station want to send the frame, it can start sending the frame at any time. But now it is not the case. The stations are restricted to send their frame only at the beginning of, for example, if this is A. Suppose, so let me again take the time to be set 10, let the T to be some 15 minutes. That is the case. Then what is this time? This will be some 10:15, and here it will be some 10:30 a.m. Now it is some 10:45 a.m. Now suppose this station A want to transmit some frame, and at 10:05, okay, so at 10:05 the station A is ready with the data. It keep on typing and now the data is ready. But you know, at 10:05 it actually missed the beginning of a slot, right? Because this particular slot is supposed to start at 10 a.m. but now I am having the data at 10:05 only. Now I can't send it immediately. But in pure Aloha, whenever I am having the data, I will send it immediately. So the only one variation here is time is being divided into discrete slots like this, and once you miss the beginning of a slot, next you have to wait until the beginning of the next slot came, and you can send the data only at the beginning of every slot only, and you are not allowed to send the information in between a slot. Like if the data is ready at 10:05, you miss the current slot, then you have to wait 10 more minutes, and 10:15 A can send the data. So if A will start sending the data at this point, and this, see, this 15 minutes is what? This 15 minutes is the time taken to transfer the frame. So during that 15 minutes fully you will keep on sending the data, and your frame will be something like this available as this shaded portion. So the last bit will reach here, and like this you can visualize this. Now if another station B wants to send data and it realizes that it is having the data say at 10:25, still it has to wait till it is reaching 10:30, and then only it can utilize the slot and it can start transiting the data. Now we can send the data. So this is the case. So in between a frame is not allowed to transmit anything. So something like this will not happen. Like a particular one started, so suppose anything like someone suppose B is ready at this point, it is sending like this kind of a collision. I mean, from the previous time slot, the chances of collision is now not there, right? But the thing is that if two were decided to transit at the same time, for example, both A and B are ready to transmit at 10:05 instead of A, both A and B are ready at 10:05, or A is ready at 10:05 and B is ready at 10:10, right? Now both will wait for the beginning of a slot, right? So at 10:15 both will try to send the data and collision will be there. So what I was trying to say is, see, let me take the vulnerable time. Okay, so that is what I'm, so this is the same one that we seen in the previous slide. So this kind of a situation is not here. Like if you miss at the beginning, then you will not the algorithm will not let you send in between a time slot. Instead you are supposed to send at the beginning of the next slot only. But now the problem here is, so this kind of a situation will not be there, this kind of a situation will not be there. But the only problem is, suppose A is ready at say A is actually ready at let me take it as 10, this is 10:15, this 10:15, and this is to be 10:30, and this is to be 10:45. Okay, now if A is ready at 10:05 and say B is ready at 10:10, both will wait for the start of the next slot. So at 10:15 both A and B are now ready, and both will start sending the data at 10:15, and the entire thing will collide, right? But something like this will not happen, because if this is the case, this is something it is not this we are not allowing to transmit at this point, but we will allow transmit at the beginning. If it is start transmitting at the beginning, then definitely it is going to end its transmission before the slot, right? So collision chances were there, is not there, but this kind of a situation is there. So what we can conclude now is the vulnerable time is now reduced to be just t, not a 2t. Why we are getting 2t in the previous cases? Because we are counting the previous t as well as the current t, right now you have to be careful about the current t only. I mean, during t unit of time, how many are generating the data along with me? So that is parallel to me. That only I have to worry. And the previous t, I don't have to worry, because previous t, if someone started sending, that will be over before my I started sending the data. So like that, I divided the slot, and I am having that restriction. So that about it. Hope you get an idea. So the only thing is, the vulnerable time now I saved to be half of the previous. So previously the vulnerable time is 2t in pure aloha. In slotted aloha, the vulnerable time is t, that is the frame transition time of me. I mean, all those who started sending along with me at the same time as that of me is going to have a collision, and the previous t is now saved, because something like this is not going to happen. If this one starts, it is going to start at the beginning of the slot only, and so that it will end up before I started sending the data. So such a case will not be there. Okay, hope it is clear. So definitely, as the vulnerable time reduces by half, we will be having some we could save something. So let me clear it. Okay. So who proposed this method? This is something proposed by Robert in 1972, where pure aloha is by Abderson something in 1970. Then published a method for doubling the capacity. So how we are going to double the capacity of pure aloha, that we will see. And his proposal was to divide the time into discrete intervals or slots of frame length. The width of the slot is equal to the frame length or the frame transition time. Of course, length of the frame, in any way you can think. So this approach requires the users to agree on slot boundaries. That means you are supposed to send the information at the beginning of or at the boundary of a slot, and you are not allowed to send in between. So Roberts' method, known as slotted aloha, in contrast to Abramson, right? Abramson's pure aloha. So it's pure aloha proposed by Abramson, okay, or Abramson logic of hiring access, something like that. Roberts' method is its modification 1972, that is slotted aloha. So here a station is not permitted to send whenever the user type the line. Instead, the station has to wait until it reaches the beginning of the next slot, or it reaches the boundary of the next slot. Instead, it is required to wait for the beginning of the next slot. So thus the continuous time aloha, which is continuous time aloha, that is nothing but what we already learned, that is a pure aloha, is now turned to a discrete time aloha called the slotted aloha. Okay, so this halves the vulnerable period. So hope you understand how the vulnerable period is reduced, because the previous t now you don't have to consider, that is not going to harm your transition, but definitely along with you is someone else also start sending at the same time as you, and you feel like chances are very less. No, because I already told you the previous station A, say at 10:05 and B at 10:10, because still both will wait till the time is reaching 10:15. So chances are high, still collision is there, but efficiency is slightly improved because we don't have to worry about the previously transmitted frames, just have to worry about the frames which are being sent along with you. So the probability is now the same. So I'm not going to derive these things. Please watch previous video, it will be clear for you. So the Poisson distribution formulation we are applying, or let me write P of k is equal to e raised to minus lambda raised to lambda, here is g, k divided by k factorial, and this the probability of getting k frames during my transmission is this, and if it is what is the probability of getting 0 for this, so that will be e raised to minus g, and that is for duration t. Here it is t only, but in pure aloha we taken it to be for 2t, that is why it become e raised to minus 2g, but here it is only e raised to minus g because the vulnerable time is now e raised to minus g only. So the throughput of pure aloha is actually g into e raised to minus 2g, because the vulnerable period is 2t there. Here the vulnerable period is only t, so the formulation will be g into e raised to minus g. So accordingly you will get the maximum throughput to be at g is equal to 1, and it is something 2 times of the previous one. Again we will see this formula, and accordingly in the previous case it was 18%, here it is 2 times of it, 37 point something. So let's derive it. Sorry, some writing mistake. The vulnerable period of slotted aloha. Okay. Sorry, this is about that frame. Okay, not this, this one. So we are trying to derive the maximum efficiency of pure aloha. We will see how to do this. What is the throughput of pure aloha? S is equal to g into e raised to minus g. Remember in the previous case it was e raised to minus 2g. That is only difference. So you are going to we need what is S max, right? So at the point where the function is reaching maximum, its derivative will be 0, ds by dg will be equal to 0. So that implies d by dg of g into e raised to minus g is equal to 0 at the maximum. So first into derivative of second into minus 1 plus second into derivative of first is equal to 0. So you can take e raised to minus g outside, this will be 1 minus g is equal to 0. So e raised to minus g can't be 0, so 1 minus g is equal to 0 implies g is equal to 1. Okay, now you can substitute say with a different pen. Let me write this maximum. So at when the function is reaching maximum, the stationary point I got to g is equal to 1. So what is s? S max is now the same function at with the g is equal to 1. So in the formula you have to substitute g is equal to 1. So the formula for s is equal to g into e raised to minus g. So in this formula substitute g is equal to 1. So s max you will get as 1 into e raised to minus 1. So that is equal to 1 by e. So what is 1 by? 1 by e is 2.718. Substitute you will get to some 37.8 I think percentage of efficiency. Okay, so just cross check. It's the previously it was like 18.4, right? 18.4. It will be some 2 times of that. Okay, it is not 36 point something, approximately 37. Okay, that is upper bounded to 37. That kind of a value you will get. So that is some 2 times of the efficiency of pure aloha. So this for slotted aloha we are getting efficiency to be 37%, or it is actually 0.368. Okay, 1 by e, you please use calculator, you will get 1 by 2.718 to be 0.368. So previously it was 18.4, it's 2 times, that is 36.8. yeah. So that is around 37%, so like that. So we are getting almost 2 times as that of the efficiency of the pure aloha. That makes it better one. So that about it. Hope you are clear about the derivation. So this is what we seen already when we plot the throughput that is per frame transition time as a function of G, the offered load, right? You can see that when G is equal to 1 by 2, when G is equal to 1 by 2, the pure aloha is going to give you the maximum throughput or maximum channel utilization. After that, it will start decreasing its utilization. Similarly, at G is equal to 1, the slotted aloha is going to give you maximum efficiency. And what is that maximum efficiency value? This is 0.368. Here, this is 0.184. Okay, so like that you are getting the maximum efficiency value, and this is how the performance is going. And this value you have to remember, and this value you have to remember. This is for pure aloha and this is for slotted aloha, and this is a formulation for both. Hope it is clear for you. Thank you. And next we will see an improvement over this pure and slotted aloha or the aloha family, that is the carrier sense protocol, carrier sense multiple access protocol. And finally we will see a comparison among all these. Thank you.